What it is, guys, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming at you with, I guess at this point, becoming the weekly discussion video. I've got two special guests with me today this time for double the fun. If you guys would introduce yourselves.
What up, guys? I'm here back with Pilk. What up?
Great introduction. and for the first, and hopefully not last time, we have one other special guest, if you'd introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name's T Baggins. I'm a mod in Pilk's YouTube streams, and I'm in the Discord. Name's T Baggins.
The hell, man. The hell, that damn name.
It's great.
Best name of all time.
We're coming to you guys today because obviously there's no Dragon Ball Super tonight. It is on hiatus for I believe a marathon or something. But what we wanted to talk about is, of course, somewhat of a lead in to the next episode. Now, we did get the next episode preview did show us something really hype. But before we get into that, I do want to give you guys a minor, I guess, spoiler warning. If you didn't watch episode 128 of Dragon Ball Super, obviously the preview for 129 is primarily what we're going to be talking about. There is a minor spoiler, if it even counts as that anymore, but just be fair warned. If you did not watch 128, if you did not watch the preview to 129, you will be spoiled, so go ahead and sign off now, but I implore you to stay put because this is going to be a great, great discussion. All right. You guys have had enough warning. Let's just jump into it. So in the preview for episode 129, we got our first peek at Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. I don't know about you guys. I freaking absolutely love the look of his transformation. What do you guys think?
I liked the black hair a lot more, honestly. The white hair, just because of the way his aura is, it seems like a bit much.
Fair enough. Well, how this is kind of relevant, though, of course, predominantly this channel is about Dokkan Battle, and JLX, you data mine for us often, and you came up with something really interesting. You want to share a little bit about that real quick?
What I found most of the time is this random picture in the files. UI Goku. I still have no clue what it could be.
But I mean, more to the point, it's that, kind of typical, I say it's typical, but the silver-haired form that we've been seeing all over the place. Was it the Xenoverse 2 DLC that they just announced and all that? It's just that same silhouette, pretty much, isn't it?
Heroes and Xenoverse, they
Yeah, so what we were thinking, we were talking about this on the Discord, is and I believe actually right before we started filming this, Gaming Cloud dropped his video, and unfortunately in that one, it's just a mod to the game. It's not like real UI Mastered being leaked in the game. But for those of you guys that don't know, they are in the middle of the Lunar New Year festival right now, and everything's on hiatus right at the moment. But on the back side of this, we are probably going to get another version, as what we're about a month out of the previous, what was it, 2.7.2 that dropped at the end of January? Yeah. So we should be getting a new version probably any moment now, and at the same time, they should be dropping some crazy hype on, or I'm sorry, 2.7.2 was the global version. What was the JP version? Do you guys remember?
I
It's,
had no clue.
yeah, it's
cannot honestly tell.
yeah, it's irrelevant anyway. But so we should be getting some pretty crazy hype stuff right here at the end of this. It's perfect timing. There are some hints in the data, but we don't necessarily, it's nothing we can, set in stone until we really get the confirmation in the newsfeed. But we were thinking, since Kefla, the UI Omen version that we have, and you guys said Vegito Blue too, wasn't it? He dropped at the same time he dropped in the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would make a ton of sense if we're getting Mastered Ultra Instinct in the episode. we should be getting him in Dokkan Battle, and we're getting him in all the other games too. It makes sense. They should be dropping him not this weekend, but the following weekend, the 3rd and the 4th, wherever it is in your time zone, when that episode of that episode of Super drops. Now, Jay, Alex, you had a pretty interesting theory about that. Do you want to share that real quick?
Uh, we only got the provisional titles for the show. Say a lot about what's gonna happen, like with the show or the animators. Like, well, there was a theory going around in Japan that 30, where they're gonna have the big fight, could be an hour. Just 130, not 131, just only 130.
Oh, I'm more or less talking about the maintenance, how the maintenance would kick off.
That's what I'm getting into, which
Oh, okay.
it could possibly be an hour maintenance. So while you're watching the show, and then when the show ends, we could possibly see the events or something or information regarding to UI Goku in the game.
Yeah, that would be so crazy hype. Now, we've talked about this pretty much ad nauseum. I mean, we've literally been on here for the past 3.5 hours talking about what this card could be and all that stuff. So let's talk about what we got like 6 months ago in the Omen version, and compare that to what should be, or what we guesstimate should be the mastered version. So we'll start off here. Of course, it's leader skill, realm of gods category. Key +2, HP attack and defense, 120 across the board. I think we all agree the Realm of Gods is going to stay. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Key +2, I'm guessing it's going to be key +3. And now we had a bit of a, I don't want to call it an argument, but we definitely deliberated over it a bit. I was saying 150% would be, I think, maybe like a valid, like a lot of the other category leads. But we talked about. Let's just have a little quick discussion, just a brief overview of what we talked about with that.
So me and Pilk are kind of on the same side of the way Gogeta and Omega first released. They were at 120 each before you Dokkan away. Like with Super Vegito, when he first releases, when you first pull him, he's 140, 100. So with UI Goku having 120 just base to all stats is what we're thinking is just going to end up having 150 everything.
Remind yourself that this is Bandai we're talking about, and Akatsuki. They could totally change his leader to HP and attack 170 and defense 130, like normal. How now these category leaders are basically their leader skills are doing, and with types key +3, HP attack and defense 50%, it could possibly be.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see that really either way. Either way, it's going to be a crazy good card.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anyone would argue that. Now, the super attack as it stands right now is Kamehameha, raises attack and causes immense damage. Now, JLX, you had a really interesting theory about this.
The Kamehameha, I believe we will not see this as a super attack, because if you've seen from with Xenoverse, we haven't seen this sort of attack from UI Goku or just Goku in general, which is just a natural spirit bomb, or that's what it looks like. We could possibly see that in this game.
Okay. Teabaggins, did you want to say anything regarding that?
Honestly, I think it might be like Buhan's super attack is like, and his super attack has the ability to chain.
Oh, you're talking about the effect on it. I was more or less talking about the type of attack itself. Now, the effect would be really cool.
No, not the effect itself. Like when Buhan's super attack is max level, it has a chance to change into the Ghost Kamehameha. In this case, I'm thinking it'll just have normal Kamehameha, have the one-handed spirit bomb that was in Xenoverse's trailer.
Yeah. Oh, I follow you. I follow you. Yeah. That'd be pretty sweet, actually. Because that's not something we see a lot in the game.
And we haven't had a card does that since, I believe, Physical Goku Black.
Yeah. Man, that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be really sweet. I mean, the card is hype. It's the end of the series. They could go all out with this card, really. And that kind of is a good lead into what we're talking about next. The passive skill. Man, we talked about this for probably an hour and a half on itself. Current passive skill, a new feeling, attack defense 70%, an additional key +3, attack 70%, and a high chance to evade enemies for 7 turns when HP is 50% or below. Only once, obviously. Now, let's talk about this, because each one of you had a different theory as to what the passive would be. Let's just get that all out there, because it's a lot to digest.
So when me and T-Baggers were talking about this in Discord, we had like a few things as his own different decision, but I believe that they could keep the restriction, but of 70%, so he can get his evasions more, and probably like 100% in both attack, and when his health reaches 70% or below, another 100%, so which equals to 100% altogether. I believe it could be, but T-Baggins has his own theory on this.
Yeah, hit us with your theory, T-Bags.
All right, so I'm thinking they're just going to drop the passive restriction altogether. Like, you don't have to be below a certain HP restriction. It's going to have a lower chance to dodge, but it's going to have a higher just base attack and defense boost.
See, and that's where I kind of split the difference, because I think that he's going to have a lot higher chance to dodge, because that's what we've seen in the show. What little I've used UI Goku, because I still haven't pulled him, salt. I really had a hard time getting him to dodge, and I see that I wasn't aware at the time of the special effect on him. Yeah, shame on me, but I really expected more out of him based on what we saw in the show. But it also, to me, felt like a weird card, because I think he hits harder than he should. But I also get that he's a hype card. You don't want to, trash the card. Either way, I think either method is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just all what Bandai decides.
I mean, in the long run, that's kind of the answer at the end of the day, no matter what. But none of these are really bad theories, I don't think. It's just that passive is kind of the conundrum. Now, I will say I think we nailed Link skills. Let's go over the current Link skills here. Kamehameha, attack, which is the attack 2500 boost. Godly Power, over in a flash. Prepared for battle. First Awakened, and Tournament of Power. Now, since we're talking about a super type or super attack type maybe changing, they might drop Kamehameha. And God, it's almost game breaking, because what were we talking about having them add there? Just one of you guys drop it.
Warrior Gods, the 10% link.
Oh my God, that's nasty. That's unbelievable, because that would make him probably one of the hardest hitters in the game. And you were also saying that when Rainbow starred, you were asking, would his defense break 10K? And I'm looking at it right now. His defense already at when he skittles is 9,500. So there's no question in my mind he'll break 10K. So, so we're talking Warrior Gods, Godly Power. Would they keep both, you think?
I think they'd have to keep both, honestly. But if they had to get rid of one of them, it would have to be Warrior Gods.
Okay. Well, Warrior Gods, Godly Power, let's just pretend like they're doing all the above at the same time, because that's crazy hype. Over in a flash, prepared for battle, First Awakened, they've got to keep that, got to keep turning into power. And, of course, since he's Dokkaning, they're going to add Fierce Battle. But think about all the attack links. Granted, I know they're not all going to be active, especially First Awakened, but that, really makes him insanely OP.
For him,
Yeah, I mean for the Dokkan Awakening for the mastered version.
if we keep both warrior gods and godly power, he has like a lot of units that has those two links. Just God Goku. There's other units with these links
I know. Well,
that he could hit hard. It's still I'm still deciding on LR Black Goku Black because I don't think he has one of those two links.
and the more I'm thinking about it as we're sitting here talking about it, First Awaken is not a link skill that they're going to use terribly often. I mean, that's kind of a crummy link skill.
So you're running Bardock, Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
Bardock or the Super Saiyan God Goku.
Yeah. So, but adding the 10% and the 15% basically gives you that 25%. It's like gifting you what you otherwise would have been lacking. So it may not be that crazy after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because we talked about it a little bit, and you want to be very, very cautious. It's real easy to brainstorm and just build a crazy OP card and then just call it and walk away and be happy. But you don't want a card that's just game breaking necessarily. You want something that's going to be well rounded, maybe has a few faults, but is still a fun card to play. I mean, if it's too OP, it just gets boring after a while. Because what you like, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when he first dropped just trashes everything. So, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to add on the card as far as just like UI Goku Mastered goes?
No, I think we all agreed on his cons and his cons and likes and everything.
But yeah, like when making a card like this, it's a lot of give and take. Like honestly, thinking about it more, they might not increases just passive like attack and defense nearly as much with all of these links.
I think they'll have to increase it some. They'll get flack if they don't.
But not like he's got what 70% now.
Yeah, he's 70% right now. 70% twice technically.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it might be 80 to 90, not necessarily like 100.
90 makes a lot of sense because 90 is kind of that. Those numbers tend to jump in that kind of increment. But either way, I mean, you're talking the difference between 20% damage, 180% versus 200%. Oh no, it's either way he's gonna be stupid strong.
Yeah.
Man, that's good talk, guys. Because man, so one thing we did discuss here, and Renzi dropped it a little bit on us that there might be a third part to the current events going on in JP. So since we didn't get for the second part, since we didn't get a Dokkan Fest, do you guys think this? I mean, he's getting a Dokkan Awakening. You think he's going to be a Dokkan Fest banner?
I think it has to return.
Okay.
For me, it's hard to decide because he's already been the top banner card. They'll probably have to banner like probably the Jiren will release with him be in the poll in the exclusive poll.
You think
to
so?
Be honest,
I would think if they did that, it would be a dual Dokkan Fest.
The only time they put like the same card is when they released the different type exclusive banners. So like one had like Vegito, the other one had Gotenks, Broly, Omega, the 70% leads. That's the only time I've seen they done that.
Fair enough, but we're also talking about a situation where they're hyping up this version of him more or less. I don't know. I couldn't see them not putting him as the top dog card on a banner that's releasing when he goes Ultra Instinct. It doesn't seem right to me, but I could be wrong. Man,
there's also this chance that Bandai does the Bandai thing and just ends up this isn't going to be the mastered version of Ultra Instinct. This is just going to be the Omen, and we're going to get a completely different art of the Omen and then get mastered at a later date.
Yeah, I don't think they do that. I mean, yet again, the whole point in this would be to drop it when it drops on the game, or on the show. Because again, we know we're getting it in the other two games. It just makes sense to drop it on Dokkan, and they did it with the other three cards. So, to me, I'm more of that camp. But again, I could be wrong, and I have been wrong in the past. So, you never know. Interesting. So, who else would be on that banner then?
Uh,
Well, I mean, geez, if you think about it,
I mean, this is
there's
just speculation. Gaku's that hasn't awakened yet.
oh god, that's a really good one.
yeah, the AGL1 and STR1, right?
Yeah, because I mean, yet again, they're in his category. That's absolutely great.
He'll be
Um,
awakening with the UI Goku medals.
Yeah.
I mean, but real talk. I mean, okay, so that's two units that could get Dokkan Awakenings at the same time as him. Um, There's so many tournament of power characters that we haven't even seen yet that they could drop on there too. Uh, Caulifla Kale probably they're on every
Dispo.
banner anyway. Dispo, oh god, yeah, we need a Dispo card, something serious. I don't think there's any question we're gonna get a Jiren card eventually. That I think is
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
that's like set in stone essentially.
yeah. And we already got Topo and all that. We could do a whole discussion on Jiren. My personal thought is Jiren's going to be later. Unless they do a dual Dokkan Fest is the only way I could see that. But Dispo, though, I could definitely see. Definitely see.
I mean, Jiren has already been. I mean, players are already waiting for Jiren enough, so I don't think we'll wait more for a Jiren card to release.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a hard call. It's a hard call.
yeah, I mean, like them throwing out like a featured like unit like that was a Dokkan exclusive again seems kind of weird, but it doesn't at the same time because they've had so many more downloads since he was there, and a lot of people don't even know this unit exists.
I mean, a year ago, if you had told me there was going to be a dual Dokkan LR or LR dual Dokkan Fest, I would have told you you're out of your damn mind. So anything's on the board at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we did come up with a few characters that might be on here a little bit. The one I thought was really interesting, since we're talking about Goku or Ultra Instinct Goku, and he's obviously going to have that dodge mechanic. You know who else would be awesome that has a great dodge mechanic? The Universe 2 Yard Rat. I forget what his name is. I think,
Jimez or something like that. He meant it.
yeah. I think he'd be a cool one. I don't think he's necessarily deserving of a Dokkan Awakening, but he'd be a great
Oh, he'll
filler
probably
card.
be like a story event SSR.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm just thinking of filler cards they would be able to throw on the banner, because we could use at least because obviously like I said they could throw on the old Gakus with their Dokkans and things like that, but they usually throw on, because remember the banners that we just got on JP for the dual LR Dokkan Fest. They dropped a new Majin Vegeta. They dropped that new Goku card. They could drop a couple of other cards that don't necessarily even need Dokkan Awakenings yet.
Yeah. Like if we're just going for like extra ones that have also made like appearance in the Tournament of Power, it's been a while since we've seen Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku with the Kaioken.
Oh yeah. Would they drop just the old card, you think, or do you think they'd make a new one
And they'll probably make it
or
up
both?
because Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku, no one really uses him no more, so they'll probably make him this new one, if they were to release one, a percentage boost and defense.
Well, actually, that makes sense too if you think about it, because the old one, the AGL one, he kind of takes a health hit to do it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he takes 8% when he's Dokkan.
Yeah,
You need to remind yourself that card release, Goku did not have control over Kaioken with Blue.
exactly. We could get a ×20 Kaioken Blue Goku card. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be like, again, crazy OP and all that, but at least get rid of the health deficit and maybe increase his attack a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. Man, there's so much they could do with this. It's absolutely bonkers. I guess we won't know, but I think we're all under the at least the same presumption that we're getting something in a week. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could possibly be. There'll probably be announcements later next week.
Yeah.
No, I think the lunar thing ends at on the 1st, doesn't it? So probably shortly after that, we're gonna get new versions for global and JP, and then I guess right out. I guess Renzi, if anybody, guys, DBZ.space. If you don't know about DBZ.space, what the hell are you doing? I'll put it in the link in the description below, and definitely check it out. If you want to be up to date on everything, that's the place to do it. But we'll know right then and there after the maintenance what's coming. But I just like to do these little speculation videos. Any final thoughts, guys, before we kind of call it? I think we've pretty much beat that dead horse.
LR Rebrand win.
This is the last time we bring his ass on the with these things.
Well, might as well make my impression.
JLX, any final thoughts? Oh, God.
Just expect the unexpected for next week.
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking about it in the Tournament of Power, or are you talking about it in the game, or both?
Oh, and the game.
Definitely. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Do you have any? Well, JLX, I know you just said you don't even use your social media. You just hang out in the Discord. I'll drop the Discord link below. T-Bag, you got any social media? Anything you want to pimp?
Not really. I've just kind of used Discord more than anything.
Y'all are making this hard. All right, guys. I'll put a link in the Discord below. It's a great place. Little foul mouth, but a great place to come get some great information. These guys are awesome. They data mine the game. They're always bringing really hot information to the Discord. We usually get it like even before the news really breaks. So come check it out. Leave a like on this video if you like the content. If not for me, for JLX and T-Baggins, because these guys always bring really hype info. And I've got actually something else coming shortly that JLX brought me yesterday too. So like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the Discord, follow my Birdman, hit me up on Booker, and remember, there are the live streams every day. Oh, man, we are doing tonight as well on the live stream another JP account giveaway. So make sure you check out that. I'll put the Gleam link in the description below. I've said way too much. I'll let you ass up next time. All right, sorry, guys. I kind of ranted there at the end.